Yo, what's going on, guys? It is time for another reaction video, and this is going to be another one from Walter's World. So if you like this video, make sure to go check out the YouTube channel Walter's World and check out some of their other content. This one is Danish food and what to eat in Denmark. Let's get right into it.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and we're in Copenhagen, Denmark at the airport. We've just been a great week here in Copenhagen, enjoying the Tivoli Gardens and just drinking and eating and having a good time, because it's a really nice, safe place to go when you're here. And a lot of people ask me, Mark, what are the things you should eat when you go to a country? So what we have today for you are the 5 things you should eat when you come here to Denmark. Now, the first thing you should eat when you come to Denmark is probably the thing that they're the most proud of, and that's their hot dogs. Yes, I know it sounds silly to think that hot dogs, why would I go to Denmark to eat hot dogs? Believe me, the people here are extremely proud of their hot dogs. When I was making my 511 hates of Denmark, a guy came out and said, you need to have a hot dog, and he got me a free Danish hot dog.
So I've done a few reaction videos to Chile as well, and apparently hot dogs are a pretty popular thing there in Chile. It's called a completa, if I'm remembering correctly. So how would a Chilean hot dog compare to a Danish hot dog? If you've had both of them, let me know.
Basically, if you want a really traditional Danish hot dog, it's a hot dog on a bun. You can get a red one if you like, or a normal colored one. And what you put on is fried onions, pickles, and remoulade. And they love their remoulade. If you're not sure what it is, it's kind of like a sweet yellow sauce that goes on top of things, and they're like addicted to this in country. It's hilarious, but it actually does make the hot dog pretty good. Now, if you don't get to go to a hot dog stand and it's late night, I mean, that's kind of like your drinking food when you're here. You could also go to like a simple 7-Eleven. A lot of people will sell, or the game or the soccer matches, they'll sell hot dogs as well. The typical thing you have in a kind of like to-go hot dog is they'll put French mayonnaise in it. Okay, it's just kind of like a sweet mayonnaise kind of stuff, like kind of like remoulade's cousin. But the thing is, sounds silly, but the first thing you should have when you're here, and they're all going to tell you to eat it, is a Danish hot dog, and it actually is pretty good. Now, the second thing you should have when you come here, because if you want to grow up big and strong, you've got to eat the smørrebrød, which I'm sure I'm saying it wrong. It's basically an open-faced sandwich. They love their rye bread here. So it's rye bread, and then on top they'll put different stuff on there. Kind of the 2 ones I've seen a lot. One is like, looks like steak tartare on top, or it has like kind of like a shrimp cocktail on top, open-faced sandwich. It's kind of one of those things you have to eat when you are here. And if you want to make it exactly perfect, what you do is you have your smørrebrød, your open sandwich, and then aquavit. It's like their local schnapps that you have to have. So it's kind of like 2 things in one there. So your open face sandwich and your aquavit.
So far, hot dogs and sandwiches. Which nothing wrong with that. I'm trying to see if there's going to be something that's not as casual food, you know.
No, shoot it down. You don't sip it, you shoot it, okay? So that's the second thing you need to have when you're here. Now, the third thing you want to have when you're here is herring, okay? Or just fish in general, because we're on the sea, but the big kind of traditional thing here is herring. It was available at our restaurant for breakfast, and it is kind of one of the local foods that you have around here, and it'll come in lots of different versions and different sauces and all kinds of stuff, just like a lot of places in Scandinavia. But fish here, all kinds of fish are good, but herring's kind of the traditional fish that you do have here in Denmark. Now, the fourth thing you're going to have, and is probably the best thing here for me, is the pastries. Yes, you are going to have Danishes. You know what we call them, Danishes? Because they're so good. And believe me, when you go back home after being in Denmark, after eating Danish
Now those all look super tasty.
pastries, you'll never be able to call the things you get at Danish again, because they're so good here. What I recommend is I think it's called the kanelgriffel, which is like a cinnamon roll. Okay, you'll see it, just a cinnamon roll there, but it is fantastic. So when you are in Denmark, make sure you go to the bakery. Don't just get the simple pastries that come at your hotel. Go to one of the bakeries. They are fantastic here. They're all over the place, and anything you get there is going to be good. So eat the pastries, especially the cinnamon rolls. They are so good. You have to eat them, okay? Sorry, the fifth thing you should eat when you come to Denmark is basically, if you didn't know this, Denmark is like one of the highest per capita pork eaters in the world. And no, it's not just in the encased hot dog version. They love their pork here. And so there's a lot of pork dishes you can have. So like fish, and then you got pork. Okay, so any kind of pork dish will be good here. And when you have your pork dish, the other traditional thing you need to have is a beer. 2 main beers you're going to have here in in Denmark is Carlsberg, the worldwide brewer, and Tuborg. Okay, there's different variations of them. There's Carlsberg and Tuborg and Classic and all these things. All of them are pretty good. They're lighter beers, like Pilsner kind of beers, so it's not too heavy. So it's a nice little change up. So you can have your pork and have a light beer, and it's really good. So those are the 5 things I kind of recommend for you to eat and drink when you do come to Denmark, because they all are all really good. Well, you should know, because most of you are probably just going to go to Copenhagen. Copenhagen is stocked full of really good restaurants, and Denmark in general has really good restaurants. So they have a lot of international restaurants here that are really good. Okay, so you will eat well when you're here. Yes, it is pricey, but you won't care when you're eating your hot dog, which is so good, and you're going to have your the cinnamon rolls. I want to try to find a bakery here in the airport because they're so good, so I can have one last memory of eating a cinnamon roll pastry from here in Denmark. Anyway, if you want to learn more about traveling Denmark, 10 things that might shock you about visiting Denmark, 5 things you're going to love and hate about Denmark or here in Copenhagen, or maybe you want to know some of the differences between the U.S. and Denmark, so if you're coming to travel, you know what to prepare. We have it all on our website at waltersworld.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and we really appreciate all your likes and subscriptions. And if you have other things you think we should eat in Denmark, please put it in the comment section below, because I'm going to come back and I'm going to eat it, okay? So thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.
I've been watching Walter's World for years, even before I started doing reaction videos, and I really appreciate the content he puts out. He usually covers everything pretty thoroughly. His website's great too. So if you guys want to see more of his content, definitely go check out his YouTube channel. Denmark, Mitchell, if you're watching, hello. One of my closest friends, Patrick, his brother-in-law, lives in Denmark. So it is on my bucket list to go visit one day. Hopefully I can actually make that happen. We'll wrap it up here. I'm kind of rambling at this point. If you've got some suggestions of other videos for me to react to, whether it's about Denmark or other countries or music or pretty much anything and everything that is out there, I'm open to suggestions. So if you got something I should do a reaction to, tell me in the comments below. Oh, and before I forget, I do have a mailing address where if you want to mail me something, a letter, postcard, if you want to send me some snacks or treats from where you're at, I am accepting stuff. I want to put together some videos where I'm trying different foods and snacks from all over the world. So it's in the video description, and it will also be on the About Me section of my YouTube page. So that's it. We'll wrap it up here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.